Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm Scrumpy, and this is episode 3 of our Let's Play as King Alfred the Great. Let's get into the game. First thing we can see is that King Ivor the Boneless has been successful in his claim war for Norfolk and Suffolk, or East Anglia. So let's take a little look at some different layouts. So you can see here that already this has become Norse. Yeah, let's just pull back. So we've got Norse here now. And so Suffolk has already become a Norse in terms of culture, and they're putting pressure on Norfolk to become Norse as well. So bad news for the Anglo-Saxon people and for the future Anglo-Saxon country, Kingdom of England. So that war is complete. The other war, which was King Halfdan Jorvik for Northumbria, is 79% in favour of King Halfdan, the Norse, and these are his troops here. All of the Anglo-Saxon armies have been shattered, and this is really just a matter of time before all of these holdings have been sieged through and are held by King Halfdan's troops. His people. So, bad news for Anglo-Saxons, bad news for the Kingdom of England in a Christian Anglo-Saxon sense. I have to say it's kind of what we expected to happen. So what we're going to do when these wars finish is get straight into some carousing and trying to convince the vassals and the councils of and the court of my half-brother to like me a lot more. Let's let the game play. So they're still sieging up in there. Halfdan is still sieging Northumbria. We've got a little bit of mail come in. The Sons of Lobrick invasion of East Anglia has ended. Yeah, so King Edmund of East Anglia lost, which we've already covered. Interestingly, these could be raiders down here. This is a Viking fleet, Helsingland, which is Sweden in modern terms. So they are looking for a shore line to land on, possibly Kent by the looks of it. Now my half-brother may not be able to defend his own territory at the moment, and given that territory is going to become mine, as far as I'm concerned, I have no intention of allowing Vikings to raid it. So we will gather our forces and we will send them towards Kent. We will meet at Surrey first and try to scare them off. This is going to kind of cost us a little bit of gold, in that while we were earning 5 gold a month, when we've got our personal levy raised, we won't earn that much money because we've got to pay them. One of the great things that King Alfred the Great did was he created a standing army, and in Crusader Kings terms that's known as a retinue. So that is an army that is continually standing, so you don't have to raise it and lower it. What he did was he basically halved the size of his armies, but he said, I only want half the levy, but I want it to be a standing army. And the reason he did that was so that he could respond quickly to these Viking raids like we're seeing here. Interestingly, the other war, the war for Northumbria, has reached 100%, and I expect King Halfdan to push for a surrender of the Anglo-Saxons. There we go, quick pause. You can now see that Jorvik has expanded to take Northumbria. Huge, it's now hugely powerful. As large as Wessex or Mercia. Pretty scary prospect indeed. These Viking raiders have landed in Kent. I'm going to merge my troops. Goodness, you really are the best marshal we've got. Best leader we've got. Right, as the wars have finished, I am now going to make myself available to lead armies, and I'm going to put myself in charge of this one because I think I can win this fight. We are also going to get straight into the carousing. So let's go to Wessex and invite my half-brother to a private feast. And let's basically rush down. Sorry, there's going to be a lot of clicking here as I rush down through all of his vassals and invite them to carousing whenever I can. Yep, so just lots of clicking going on here. He's got quite a few vassals because he's got quite a few counties within the petty kingdom of Wessex. Now what will happen next is they'll either accept the invitation or they'll reject it. There are all his earls. He's got some courtiers too. We're going to invite everybody. He's now married as well. So we're going to invite his wife to our party. He's married a lovely 16-year-old. She's lowborn. He went for a courtier. Well, that's a bit dirty, half-brother. Goodness me, you could have married someone with a bit of prestige about her. Ugh. Let's also invite our own vassals, and again with the hope of trying to improve relationships with them. Come on, in you come. Come aboard. So I'm now leading this little symbol says ruler present. You are currently marching with this army, bravely risking your own life. Oh, perfect. My Chancellor, Cathneo, my liege, my mission to Somerset has so far been a success. During my visit to the court of Mayor Osred of Ilchester, I seem to have managed to make him understand what a benevolent and peaceful ruler you really are, and he now sends his regards. So previously his opinion of me is -10. There we go. Press perfect. His opinion of me is going to improve by +20 for 4 years. We should see that jump up to the green as the time passes. Hello, hello. A little bit concerned it doesn't seem to have done it. Yes, it has done it. There we go. He has got... yeah. So he has jumped up and he's now in the green, which means he's paying us tax. Oh, good. So we're getting the responses now to our mass invitation. Whenever they provide with a positive response and they're going to come to our party, we'll get +5 opinion. Dear acquaintance, of course I will come feast with you. I will bring my best appetite for revelry. I bet you will. You 62-year-old Earl, unmarried. I bet you are right up for a knees up. So, the Earl of Surrey, this should be fun, is coming. Unfortunately, the Bishop of Sherborne, my bishop, is not coming. That's a shame. And I lose a little bit of prestige when anyone doesn't join us. What a shame. My half-brother is not going to join me. Gutted. And his wife isn't going to join me. She does not know what she is missing. She really doesn't. Neither is the Earl of Oxford. This is costing us quite a lot of prestige. Fortunately, the Earl of Kent is going to come along. The Earl of Essex is not. The Earl of Sussex will. The Earl of Gloucester won't. The Bishopric, so the Bishop of St Swithin, which is Wessex, is going to join us. The Earl of Middlesex won't. The Mayor of Ilchester, my mayor, won't. My court chaplain won't. And my Mayor of Dorchester won't. That's a real shame. Lost quite a lot of prestige there. But we only have to get... excuse me, knocking the mic. We only have to get one of these guys in my half-brother's court or within his realm to become my best mate, and we'll gain a real ally for trying to kill him. Mayor of Southampton is going to join us. Excellent. The Bishop of St Swithin will not. Okay. Looks like we're going to be able to have combat here. I'm going to pause. We're going to... so these guys, these raiders are trying to leg it to Middlesex. They will arrive on the 6th of October. We will arrive in Kent on the 30th. We're going to catch them, and I hope we're going to kill them. Let's hope we can slaughter them. Oh, it's put me in. Ah, I'm not sure I got in then. No, I didn't. How annoying. Oh dear. My brother is at war again, which means we are at war again. Let's pause the game. So, Northumbria's king, who only has a few counties left, Lothian, Dunbar and Teutdale, he's already defending against King Ivor the Boneless, who is claiming Sons of Lodbrok invasion of Lothian. So I think they're going for Lothian. This poor king of Northumbria, petty king, is lost most of his territory already. He's about to lose half of the rest of it. My brother's trying to help him. So technically we're called into this fight as well. I'm going to try and get myself out of any fighting, so that my brother can't put me in charge of his armies and get me killed. We have defeated those Vikings. We will stand down our levies. Save the pennies. Around this time of the year, around sort of coming into winter, I tend to like to hold a feast because it's really good for opinion. And this game is all about opinion. The higher the opinion your vassals have of you, the more tax and they're going to pay you, and the more levy they're going to let you have for hard power. And the less likely they are to plot against you if somebody's trying to kill you. Oh, hello. There's more Viking raiders. I'm not having that. I'm not having you raiding our lands that are eventually going to become my lands. I do not think for a second that my half-brother's support of Northumbria is going to make any difference. King Ivor the Boneless is going to win again, and another chunk of what is today the United Kingdom is going to become Norse rather than Anglo-Saxon. Have we got raiders here? I'm going to hit these raiders in Devon while they're here. I might be able to catch and kill them. Oh, we have news. My beloved wife, Hildegard, is constantly bored and keeps talking about the new fashion she has heard about. Now she wants me to introduce it at court. I've not seen this event before. This is a new one for me. So she wants me... So I can gain the trait charitable, which is a really good trait. Diplomacy +3, church opinion +5, same trait opinion +5. I become chivalrous. It's one of the 7 virtues. I could say, my money is your money, darling. I could say, vanity is a sin. Let's go to the church instead. I would become zealous, which is also a very good, very, very good trait. Oh, this is tempting. So we could both become zealous. Both my wife and I, we could become church lovers. And we would... You see, the great thing about zealous is that it gives you church opinion +5, and the Pope loves you too. Religious same trait opinion +15. So there's a massive bonus. Yes, charitable is good for diplomacy, but zealous is hugely valuable, and my wife would get it too. So we both share that trait. Or this is my money you're talking about. I could become greedy, which is one of the 7 deadly sins. Lose a bit of diplomacy. It's good for national tax. But it's generally not popular with vassals either. And her opinion of me will drop by -5, or drop by 5. I'm going to go for zealous. We're going to get into the church. Yeah, look, there's some raiding going on here. They're looting in Devon now, so we're going to try and crush them. I suppose in some ways I care less about looting in Devon because it's not my culture. It is Breton. my Chancellor is still working in Somerset. And that's not a bad thing, because we could do with Ilchester coming up a bit. But I could get him to try and fabricate a claim on Devon. But Devon is outside the de jure Kingdom of England anyway, so it's not too big a deal. We will crush these Vikings, because they're Vikings and we want to crush them. And then we will go over to Kent and try and catch them in Kent before they do too much damage. Now the carousing should start soon. We're only a couple of months, it only takes a couple of months normally, so that's something to look forward to. My brother is he involved up north? No, I think it's the Isle of... Oh no, it is my brother. So my brother is involved in getting utterly crushed by 8,000 Norsemen up in Dunbar. War score is 40% in favour of the Norse. Where are you going? These raiders are running again. So my brother has raised his levies again. I don't know if I'm just going to try and scare these Vikings off. While that's happening, what I like to occasionally do is look in my court. Oh, hold on. We've got news. My guests have arrived for the private feast I have arranged. It's time to let the carousing and the merriment begin. Let's get it started. So, I will get carousing until 17th of February, so 1 month, which gives me a little bit of extra prestige. That's not the reason we're doing it though. I like to check my court occasionally for people that are not married and see if anyone wants to get married. So we've got someone here that we ought to try and marry off, and it would, if we get him married, if that's his ambition, and we can fulfill that ambition for him by getting him married, he'll like us even more, which is, as I said before, this game is all about relationship management. Great thing to do. Looks like we are going to catch these Vikings before they leave at the moment, which would be excellent. Now then, with all of these Vikings, Norse taking over parts of the realm, I suspect there's been quite a lot of displacement of the Anglo-Saxons. So let's see if there are people that are my religion, my culture, that are interested in joining my court. See, suddenly there are. Are there any good ones? Are there any that have got sort of positive traits? Are there any women? Women are always in short supply. No. If I put any, no, it doesn't make any difference. Perhaps it's because they're all married. It's kind of useful to have the unmarried ones. But, you know, would you join our court? No. So just have a little look through. It's good to do this occasionally. Let's go back to the men and just see if there are any men that would join our court. Any of them that are talented, any genius, any quick, any strong. These congenital traits that could be used for a little bit of how do I phrase this politely? Kind of genetic mutation, getting really good traits into the bloodline. Let's have a look at anyone that's got Midas touched. See, this is a good trait for educators to have, for guardians. And he's pretty good all round, this guy. So I'm going to bring him into our court. The reason he wants to come is that he's got a claim on the petty kingdom of Mercia. By chance. Any good diplomats? Martial men? See, this is a good martial person. We always need them for leading troops. Yeah. And you come as well. Okay, let's leave that for now. We should probably wrap this episode up there, but let's tell you what, let's just kill these Vikings and then we'll wrap it up. It's always nice to squish a few Vikings. Harold has joined us, which is good, because he's going to... I will quickly see if I can pop him in as a commander. There you go, in you go, Harold. We could make Osred our mayor a... Yeah, let's make him a commander as well. Oh, that's confusing me. Harold. Let's squish these Vikings, which we are. Just the vanguard on either side by the looks of it. Oh, we have an event. It's great to spend time carousing in merry company. While the cups are being refilled, Wolfgate, who's a courtier in my half brother's court, obviously because he's a courtier. He's also heir to the bishopric of St Swithin. He brings out a strange board with little decorated pieces, explaining that it's a kind of strategy game. He assures me that it's a great pastime that combines well with copious amounts of drink. This guy sounds like he might look like he's had a horrific accident on the top of his head, but he sounds like he's a really good giggle. Will we play for money? Will we play for honour? I think we should play for honour. Oh, unfortunately, this is an event that can fire where you have the opportunity to become a really good strategist. But unfortunately, I played for hours. The tides of fortune ebbed and flowed as I tried to attack my opponent's positions without opening my defence too much. Eventually, however, I made a fatal mistake that my opponent exploited and I lost the game. I will get you next time, you freakish hair dude, says the baldy man. I look better with my helmet on, actually. Keep the helmet on, Alfred. That's a shame because we could have got a really nice trait out of that. Never mind. I think let's just finish this battle, and then I promise we will end this. We must end this episode. Ah, nice little steward coming in. And it looks like we're gonna crush them in this battle. Another new courtier that's coming with Midas Touch. That'll be good for educating and tutoring young people within our court once that starts to happen. We don't really have enough people at the moment having children for it to be hugely relevant. Victory is ours. Well, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a lot of fun. Join me next time in episode 4 where we'll continue the general madness and mischief and intrigue. See you all next time.